And welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Beta Geek. Joining me as always is Mikey the Freak.
Oh,
And Bebo.
Hi.
did you smell?
That was my very Eeyore what just wagging his tail. Hi.
Smells.
I get it. Today we are going to oh my god, I can't talk. Today we are going to be reviewing the movie The Devil's Advocate. Mikey the Freak, why don't you tell us a little bit about this movie?
Yeah, such a great movie.
No, sure.
Okay, that was it. Okay. An exceptionally adept Florida lawyer, played by Keanu Reeves, is offered a job at a high-end New York law firm with a high-end boss, the biggest opportunity of his career to date. So that is not it in a nutshell. There's so many. That is just the overview of what happens to Keanu Reeves' character, Kevin Lomax.
There's layers to that shit.
There's so many layers. So what this movie kind of goes into is a lot to do with the 7 deadly sins. So Al Pacino, which is Joe Milton, plays a high-end lawyer. He owns the law firm in New York. Has been keeping his eye on Kevin Lomax,
you can't talk today either.
I can't either. Out of Gainesville, in Florida, which is only 2 hours from us, center of the state.
Yep. So
has been keeping his eye on him for quite some time, and he has never lost a case. So Joe Milton wants Kevin Lomax to come up to New York and be his top lawyer in his law firm, with some strings attached. So we go into he's at a bar and they're like, oh, this is a joke, I'm not going up there. And then the guy from the law firm shows Keanu Reeves the check, and you never see how much the check is, but you figure him coming from Gainesville, he might not have a lot of money. Just even when he wins cases in Florida, they're not millions of dollars. So I'm assuming it's a hefty 7-figure
where was
paycheck.
Keanu a lawyer in?
Gainesville.
Go Gators. Okay, go ahead.
Go Gators. So he shows him the check and he's like, is this legit? So sure enough, his mother, being a very Christian woman, in a lot of it in Florida, especially Gainesville, a lot of that's around. There's a lot of churches. So tells him not to go. Basically compares New York City to Babylon, not Babylon 5. And then basically, oh, so good. So, really basically doesn't want him to go, that the money's the root of all evil. And of course, Charlize Theron, plays his wife, wants to go because she is that kind of big city, and then she gets homesick when she actually gets there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of ups and downs about his character, how he kind of, to go back real quick to the Gainesville court case, the very first one that we see at the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get a known pedophile, I guess, or he abused this 2 girls or so forth. Basically, he's the defense lawyer. He's trying to get this guy an innocent verdict, so he wins another case. And so be it, knowing that he is a pedophile and this stuff happened, he finds loopholes to get him that innocent verdict. And he doesn't really.
He does think he's innocent at first, though.
Yeah, he doesn't until the trial, and as the girl's talking, dude's touching himself and stuff like that, and it's creepy as shit.
So you're like, holy shit, yeah, he's guilty. So it's like, you know what? He ends up winning the case. He gets the innocent verdict.
He sacrificed his morals to win the case.
So because he's like, I've never lost, so why start now? Right. There's always a first time for everything, and he doesn't want that. So he preserved his pride, which is a 7 deadly sin,
mm-hmm.
in order to keep winning the case. he ensued his greed to go up to New York.
Mhm.
So it starts to play off of those, and then as he gets to New York, he gets a huge law firm, a huge case, and he's trying to win that. And a lot of things. There's a lot of details that pursues with Craig T. Nelson's character.
Coach?
And yes, Coach. And how he killed his wife and his maid. I think it was his maid. They said.
Yeah, maid and their daughter or stepdaughter.
Yeah.
No, the stepdaughter was there. I think it was the son.
Oh, okay.
He killed some people. So.
No, whatever. Kill people.
So he's trying to prove his innocence with killing those people in the house, and it goes down to him, the Al Pacino's character, trying to push Keanu Reeves to be the most successful partner, and then Pacino has one of his other partners killed to try to get him in that position, and he tries to push his wife out of his life so he can only focus on winning cases and only focus on his job.
Well, technically, no. Pacino told him, "Hey, go spend time with your wife," and Keanu's like, "No, I need to win this case."
Yeah, but it comes down to where Charlize Theron's character was was going crazy because she saw the faces.
She seemed normal to me.
Yeah. She's trying on the dressing room scene where they're trying on dresses.
First boob bump.
That's the boob bump. And she sees the evil in them, and knowing that something's not right. And then she starts to go crazy because she sees all this stuff that happens, and she blames Joe for being at the house and giving her all those scars towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
When they find her in the church running away from the house. And Keanu Reeves still can't fathom what happened because he was in court with me all day. What are you talking about? So they saw that there's something wasn't right. And even when his mother came to visit, seeing them in the elevator, they also saw that she knew something was wrong. There's something wasn't right about the guy. But, if you watch the movie, the spoiler alert, she recognized him in the elevator. And
it's from the 90s. We can go ahead and start spoilers.
What? Is it too soon?
I'm just saying.
Okay. It's just too soon.
We're past the 2-week notice. Yeah.
It's not the Avengers, man. You're good. So it ends up being he ends up being his father, and that's kind of where the twist is at the end. And
not just his father, he's also
the devil.
There you go.
So
Wait, what?
And that's the no, that's how this meant. Shit.
I think I watched the wrong movie.
Jeez. You watched
you watched Devil's Wear Prada, right? Devil Wear Prada.
Oh yeah, Devil Wear Prada.
Seriously, we weren't supposed to watch that one?
No.
So they kind of leave. He kind of does a giant monologue towards the end of the movie. Al Pacino's character, and he basically talks about free will between him and the Lord, Jesus Christ. They talk about God making sure that people give free will, and he has to do the same. And it turns out to where Keanu Reeves uses his free will to kill himself. And at the end of the movie, it jumps right back to the beginning to where that was the turning point in his life, where he went against his morals. He got that guy off, but now he's going to make sure he's guilty, and he ends up not representing him because he knows that he's a pedophile and he knows that stuff happens. So that was a little long, but the movie the movie goes into so much detail. It's hard to go through in the time frame we have. But Bebo, tell me a little bit about the movie.
No, I would, but you just
you watched Devil Wear Prada. All right, Bearded Geek, let's go.
He's got nothing to say either. You just went through the entire movie.
I left a lot of stuff out, bro. There was a lot of stuff I left.
There was
You
a lot
left
of
out
stuff.
like 2 titty scenes, okay? 2 titty bumps.
Oh, and a full nudity scene.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
said
lot.
it, but
We're not gonna lie. There's a lot of bumps in this one.
yeah. There's a lot of nudity.
It went from a 1 to a 10.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many
and then
times I
drop some
paused.
for some Keanu butt. So.
Keanu, but yep, that was another half a point.
Yeah. But no, this movie was very complex. It was a complex movie. It was one of those movies you had to sit and kind of watch. You couldn't like half-ass.
Yeah,
movie.
this isn't one of those ones you turn on and then like step out of the room for a little bit and then come back into it thinking you're just going to be fine, because you'll look up and be like, wait, what the fuck happened?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was a slow build to all the way to finding out that, you know, Al Pacino's character is the devil. I mean, you get hints here and there, but with the demon faces and stuff like that Charlize Theron sees.
I do love it I love the look on Pacino's face when he does the holy water.
Oh yeah,
when he's staring up at the mural of the angels and just looking up at God, and he's just looking, and he just sticks his finger in the holy water. It starts boiling, and he just has this look of like basically this "fuck you" look on his face.
It reminded me of a little kid who was just told not to do something, and then he's looking at his parent and does it. That's exactly what that look was like.
Yeah, like haha, watch this.
Yeah, no, this movie had a bunch of different layers. It was complex. It was shot very well. The acting was amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
The plot twist at the end, the swerve at the very end.
Yeah.
Was really good.
The special effects on the wall behind Pacino was cool.
Especially for back in the day when this came out, I thought that was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the back wall kind of moved and it had holy figures in it, and it was.
I got the same wall in my house. It is amazing to look at.
Anyway,
what I liked about this though is in regards to Al Pacino is up until the very end, it's not your typical Pacino film. Because it's him just subtle hinting here, subtle hinting there, but it's not really him. But like when he starts giving his speech at the end, that's when like the real Pacino starts happening.
Full on Scarface.
For the film. Yeah.
He did it again. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to like pull out a fire gun and be like, "Say hello to my little friend." And
yeah.
But yeah, he got that very loud, bombastic, I know a stereotypical Italian type way of talking, to where it was like very aggressive at the end. So that's kind of what it built to. It built up. Yeah, it built up to that moment. So Mikey the Freak, why don't you just go ahead and give us your rating on it?
Yeah, I mean, it started off as a 2, but so many boob bumps and a vagina shot and a full nudity, girl on girl action, girl on girl action, Keanu Reeves' hairy ass. Yeah, that was a lot. No, I love this movie from start to finish. The action in the movie, the special effects with the wall on the back, the plot twist. Which, with him being the father and then already being the devil and then him killing himself and it going right back to the beginning of the movie. If he would have just done that the first time and got that guy guilty and walked out, we wouldn't even have a movie.
Right.
But that's where pride took over.
Vanity.
Greed. Yeah. So I love the adaptation. And then at the end, they talk about with his best friend, the media guy, Al Pacino turns into him or vice versa. You're like, okay, so maybe he's behind this the whole long. So they could have made a devil advocate too.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm going to get disbarred for being just saying I'm not going to represent my client. I'm going to get disbarred. And the dude's like, that's legendary. I can make you a star. Let me write an article about you. And you're like, no. And then he's like, dude, I can make you a star. And he's like, well, call me Monday. And then that's when he turns into Al Pacino. So Vanity, my favorite sin.
Yeah. So so I'm giving it an 8, a solid 8, even with the boob bumps. It was probably in the 7 range, and then I'm giving it a full 1-point bump. Just a solid movie all around. And yes, you're right. You can't walk away from this movie for 5 minutes and expect to understand everything that's going on. So every point of this movie was you've got to keep an eye on what's going on, what's the focus, so you kind of understand the movie.
I would say this would be one of the movies you shouldn't even be in your phone while watching either. It's one of those good movies.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Bevo, what about you, bud? Devil Wears Prada? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gave it a I gave it a 7 for all the shoes. But no, the and we lost the Bearded Geek.
Bearded Geek about spit out.
No, I would probably, for me, I still like the movie. I'm going to give it a little lower rating than you did. I'm going to go give it a 7. I would probably put it around the 6, but with the boob bump and everything like that for this, I will give it I'll give it a 7 because I would have put it at a 6. So I'm going to give it a 7. I do like the movie. The only reason I wouldn't give it more is just because even though it is explaining a lot and it's trying to unveil so many things throughout it, it is kind of a slow-paced movie to me with everything. I like stuff to be a little faster pace, mainly because I'm pretty sure I have ADHD and I got the attention span of a fucking gnat. But because I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, okay, what squirrel? Oh, shit, rewind. So, but that's where I'd stand on it. I thought it was a great cast. I would say phenomenal cast for this movie. And the cinematography in this I thought was done really well. So I'll give it a 7 for mine. Bearded Geek.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8, and that's with the boob bump. I thought this was shot very well. I like how this movie went. Like, it didn't go ahead and give you all the surprises right away. It was slow build, and it layered itself very well. You didn't know who was the antagonist a lot of times throughout the movie until about halfway through the movie. Then you start figuring it out. But it built really well. I like the plot twists. Like the cinematography, the acting, everything was phenomenal. Solid 8 for me.
The invisible people, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the joggers.
The invisible
the
people.
joggers are disappeared. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
This had more special effects in it than one would think.
Then you would have thought for a movie like this, though.
Yeah,
like with the wall, the fire, and all that stuff.
Exactly. The invisible people. Not just the demon faces, but the hands going through the body of the.
Oh yeah.
When she was trying on the dress, you could see the hands underneath the skin. That was kind of creepy, man.
Yeah, definitely.
That was really creepy. All right, Bibo, what do we have for some movie trivia?
Just a couple things here. Originally, the film was actually going to be a more visual effects oriented type of blockbuster type movie, and was turned down by Al Pacino 5 times. But when Taylor Hackford went through a few script rewrites.
You can't talk today either. We can't talk today.
Fuck did we get ice cream? But he after he did the rewrites, he offered it to Pacino again. Pacino liked it, but still didn't think he could portray Milton properly, and actually suggested Sean Connery or Robert Redford for the role instead before actually accepting it.
Well, Sean Connery would have been good too.
Charlize Theron actually thought long and hard about appearing nude in the film because she actually turned down a role in Showgirls for precisely that reason.
Oh, well, I get it.
Good
Devil's
choice.
Advocate or Showgirls, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You saw what happened to Elizabeth Berkley's career.
One thing that I thought was interesting also is that in order to prepare for her role in the film, Charlize Theron spent an hour a day over the 3 month shooting period in New York City with a psychotherapist to practice schizophrenia.
She pulled that off very well.
Yeah,
by the
she
way.
did.
Yeah,
she did very well. And the last thing here, which I thought was actually, I never really paid attention to it, but if you watch the movie again or you start thinking about the movie, you actually realize it. Keanu Reeves' suit gets darker as the movie progresses. It starts out as a light color and then goes through increasingly dark shades of gray. And by the end of the movie, the suit he ends up wearing is black. This is indicative of his character's decreasing morality throughout the movie.
Foreshadowing. That's good.
I didn't pick that up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do not have any movie memorabilia for this movie. There's nothing.
You had one fucking job.
No, I looked. I did research. I found nothing that I found interesting.
One job, bro. One job.
I found nothing that I found interesting or that I think our viewers would find interesting. So F you.
Oh my God.
Mikey the Freak, what do you have for related reels?
Yeah, I kind of went with some of the typical ones. I didn't do Keanu Reeves because we did do Keanu Reeves before. There was a lot of there were a lot of A+ actors in this movie that you didn't realize. But I'll start with Al Pacino. I mean, everybody knows what movies he's been in. But I picked some of my favorite. Of course, Scarface. Great movie with him in it.
Do you want to know something really weird?
What?
I've never fucking seen it.
What?
I've never seen Scarface.
But aren't you the gangster movie guy though?
But I've still never seen it. It's like one of the only ones I've never seen, but I've never seen that movie.
At this point, it's a badge of honor, right?
Yeah. Fuck it. I don't need to see it.
I'm still never going to see it. I don't care. But The Godfather, another great movie by Al Pacino. Any Given Sunday. That's also a great movie by Al Pacino. And then one of my favorites is Ocean 13. I
loved him in that.
He was good in Ocean 13.
Yeah. What an asshole, but definitely good in that one.
Yes, he was. Typical club owner.
Yep.
So the Charlize Theron, one of the Academy Award winners for her Monster. Haven't seen a lot of it, but I heard it was a great movie. How she basically gained so many pounds to portray this woman, and
the makeup on her in that was because Charlize Theron is a very attractive woman.
Very attractive.
And in the movie Monster, not so much.
But that's definitely worth the watch. Legend of Bagger Vance, great movie with Will Smith. She very Southern accent.
You don't say his name right now.
No. Oh no, Kit Will Smith's name. Ouch. Sorry, Will. Sorry, Will. Apologize. But she played a Southern accent, which was spot on. She did very, very well.
Yeah, she did very well on that.
One of her, just recent ones, the last couple ones, she joined the Fast and the Furious team. She's been in Fast 7, 8, and 9 as Cypher, so she's very good in that one.
Yeah.
And then A Million Ways to Die in the West. I had to put that one in there.
I just watched that again recently. Funny. It was so fucking funny.
I love that movie for a comedy. If you guys haven't seen it,
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Bro, Liam Neeson and
you get to see her put a flower in Liam Neeson's ass.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. And Back to the Future references. It's pretty good. You'll like it.
Okay. Cool.
And then
I can't believe she didn't pick Mighty Joe Young.
I was gonna write that down there, but I wanted to pick a comedy. So she has also a reputable career. Tons of her movies are so good. And then I picked Jeffrey Jones, which played the lawyer that got killed by the blind. I'm sorry, by the
invisible
homeless guys, people. Individual people. Yeah, the individual or shit. I can't. Invisible.
One nation, indivisible.
Invisible and justice for all.
We have said invisible people so much on here. It sounds like a Doctor Who episode.
Oh, this is such a good podcast. Oh my god. So I did Jeffrey Jones. He hasn't starred in much. Because if y'all haven't known about Jeffrey Jones, he got in trouble with child porn several years ago. Yeah, so I almost think he's been blacklisted from Hollywood.
Yeah, he's blackballed big time.
Yeah, so I haven't seen him in hardly anything since that. But some of his great movies were Howard the Duck. I
forgot he was in that.
I love Howard the Duck. I got that Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Everybody loved him as Rooney in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Stay Tuned. Corny ass comedy.
Shit. That was the one with John Ritter, right?
Yeah. They had to go through the channel, and he played the devil.
Yeah,
in Stay Tuned. Weird. And then Mom and Dad Save the World, which is another weird comedy.
Again, I'm surprised you didn't throw in Beetlejuice.
I know. See, and that's the thing, is because I think everybody knows, like, he's in that movie. I tried to pick movies that would be interesting to watch,
but not
typical that everyone.
Not one of those movies were ever interesting to watch.
No, well, yeah, some of those
interesting, not good.
Some of them were funny, but not a damn one of them was interesting.
I didn't say it had to be good. I just said interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I picked those three.
Well, as we come to a close, do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumbing. Hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what you thought of this movie. Leave a comment on what you would like us to review. Try to keep it in the 80s or 90s and make sure it is streaming somewhere. All right. Yep. So for Mikey the Freak and Bebo, I am the Bearded Geek saying, keep it retro, everybody.
Peace.
See ya.